It's like I want to have a good relationship with my mother. She sucks.
Good evening, everyone. It is Thursday. It is Mental Health. I am Dino, the Genetic Marvel. Beside me is Mr. Dan D.D. Smith, also known as Anus Face. And all the way at the end is Mr. Marco Torres of Upside Down Studios. Now, if you were watching Upside Down Studios yesterday, you will have experienced Marco telling everyone that the entire world is falling apart and is going to be up in flames in minutes. I'm here to tell you, who gives a shit? Just live your life. I don't know. Listen, we've had this discussion a few times. The whole idea that like I actively stay away from the news because I'm like, yeah, it's just fucking horrible dog shit information that I frankly don't care about. And if anything, all it does is sour my mood and give and no, but the news stopped telling us information and now tells us how we should feel about information. And I'm like, oh, that's not good at all. So I don't know.
My biggest thing about my biggest thing about, especially about what's going on right now, is we got a lot of these fucking people, you know, the anti-Trump people. Okay, I get it. You don't like the president, but they stick him on a pedestal higher than anybody that voted for him.
Yes.
I mean, you would have thought that this was their biological father and they stuck a dick in their mouth. Like it's crazy. And then I see some of these so-called thuggish people, like the big badass biker chicks and this and that. Oh, if you voted for Trump, then you should be on the front line, and you voted for lower gas prices, and you voted for lower grocery prices, and look where you're now. Shut the fuck up. None of y'all motherfuckers did dick when Obama was over in the litter box, just sticking his dick in every fucking civilian's home with a drone. You know, nobody fucking gave two shits. Nobody gave two fucks about the $5 a gallon gas that old dirty Joe kid sniffing motherfucker. You know, nobody cared. Nobody gave two shits. And nobody, I didn't see any of you motherfuckers on the front lines for ICE when all the riots were going on.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fucking hilarious to me. And then they're still on this pedophile. Your president's a pedophile. No, your side is a bunch of pedophiles.
Hey, listen, you know what? Let's just call it as it is. All of them. Every politician known to mankind over the last 40 years, pedophile. Guilty until proven innocent.
You know what? With all evidence that came out, I will give Trump misogynist. I will give Trump a person who might have assaulted adults. But that is one thing that has never came up. There's no corroborating evidence. There's nothing except some bullshit that they can't even find the person on about Trump. You know, every other allegation, grown-ass women. I mean, we even got Jesus' grandma, E. Jean Carroll. I mean, come the fuck on.
Chris says, amen, brother. Hey, Dan. Hey, Marco. I'll go fuck myself. Don't worry. That's
probably should.
Yeah, well, you know, hey, it is the season. No, listen. This is the thing is that one of the things. Hey, Chris. Hello, Chris. You remember me? Hey, you know, hey, what's up, Chris? But like that's it. Is I'm sorry if they're on the list, you're done. That's it. And your options are disappear into the night, and no one will ever hear from you again. No public office, no lobbying job.
The greatest thing that I noticed is he's in there 1,500 times. All right, let's just hold that. We're gonna say he's in there over 1,500 times. You know who's in the Diddy files over 1,500 times? 50 Cent. Why? Because he was talking shit about Diddy the whole fucking time. Same thing with Trump and Epstein.
Listen.
And you notice nobody wants to hear the Diddy files. Nobody wants to know who are in the Diddy files, knowing that that's a compendium to the fucking Jeffy files.
Chris says, I guess Marco watched Melina. I'm assuming he's talking about Melania.
No,
I have not watched it yet.
I didn't watch it yet either.
No,
Joey.
no.
Did you watch it, Dan?
No, is he talking about that or is he talking about her being on the news today?
I think that's what they're talking about, the news today. Because Joey Edibles sent me a thing about it, and I didn't fucking even get to watch it yet.
Why? What happened? She was on the news?
Apparently, she was out just out of nowhere. According to Joey, the only headline I got with the link was Melania's just out of nowhere talking about the Epstein files.
That's
Now, the one that I... Go ahead, yeah.
She was saying that she had no association with the Epstein whatsoever. She'd answered one or two emails for the other chick. I don't remember her name.
Ghislaine.
Yeah.
Ghislaine,
Yeah.
his face, whatever.
Answered one or two of her emails cordially, but had nothing to do with Epstein at all. And she was not set up with Trump by Epstein.
So First Lady Melania
That's
Trump
like,
denied on Thursday that she had any relationship with Jeffrey Epstein and said she was not one of his victims, thrusting the Epstein matters back in the spotlight after her husband's repeated attempts to make it go away. Ooh. She denied online speculation that the disgraced financier and sex offender had introduced her to Donald Trump, saying she had met her husband at a New York City party in 1998, 2 years before crossing paths with Epstein at another event she attended with Trump. So, all right, I get it. I get what you're saying.
I don't know about that one. There's a lot of we'll say hearsay that says that Melania was met on an airplane. No.
I mean, so she says the pics are fake of her and Epstein. Many pics too. Hello, Slick Dits. Hello, Nathan Bauer. Hi, Victoria.
So the new one. What's up, Vicky?
San Diego. Hi.
So the new one though, I mean, I guess that they love fucking pushing around is the pics of they got Trump with the little blonde girl. And they got Trump's arm all over this blonde girl. And they got Trump holding this blonde girl. But when you find out who the blonde girl is, you're like, oh, because it's his fucking daughter. I mean, and it's nothing sexual or nothing. It's just him holding his fucking daughter.
So we're not allowed to hug our kids anymore?
Apparently
You're not, that's for sure.
I'll get
You're
the fuck
definitely
out of here.
Before I forget what your gas price is. Oh, we did this the other day. We went through it. So what are you guys at right now?
Gas?
$3.69 to $3.89.
I've seen
$3.69 to $3.89?
$3.59 to $3.99 over this way.
Chris says, Chris, you're in Canada, right? You're at 193 per liter. So hold on. 193 fucking, oh God. Euros? No, pounds. Scotland. Oh, that's fuck. I'm at 260 here in Louisiana. 260 a fucking gallon? Jesus Christ.
They're right by,
sweet.
They're right by the refinery down there.
Marco, you guys are, sorry, you said how much?
We down the road this morning it was 359 or 259? 259. Up the road was 299.
No.
2.99.
Was it 2 or 3?
3.
Okay.
Maybe 3. Yeah, no, I think Dan's right. I think it was 359 and 399.
Okay. So
I would actually left my house, which I didn't do all day.
So we said 3.99 divided by 3.78, which is about $1.05 per liter is what they're paying. So about, yeah, on par, probably half of what you're paying, less than half.
And that's another thing that I'm not understanding. You know, obviously, I mean, I don't think we should have stuck our dick in this whole matter at all. But sure. at this point, that gas over there got nothing to do with us. That oil over there got nothing to do with us. And the fact that there's so many NATO fucking countries like, we don't want no part of this. And we don't want... Get your own gas then, bitch.
Well, so this is the thing is why are so many people, if Iran was quote unquote the bad guy for so long, why was everyone still buying their oil? Right? Like that's a very simple, oh, well, we were buying oil because that was the best price. Okay, well, no, they're no longer the best price. Now what? What are you gonna do? Right? This is, and so yeah, we got oil around Scotland, not touched. Yeah, no, I'm in Canada. Canada has tons of oil. Oh, it's not being touched for reasons. Why? Climate change. You know, get the fuck out. It's greed. It's 100% greed.
So
Oil
this
is a
what
global commodity. We don't own our oil in America. The corporation. Oh, true, but America is not suffering like the rest of the world right now. Not even close. I'll tell
Yeah,
you right
yeah, it's nowhere near what these idiots online are fucking whining and crying about.
now.
You
No,
know,
no, no.
I even had to stop my daughter up. Like for a whole week straight, she was like, "This gas is ridiculous. This gas is," and then we did the math. Me and one of my buddies, Jared. You know, because Jared's another one. Oh, you're over exaggerating. And what we come up with is you guys are paying $16 at the cheapest for a gallon of coffee. Shut the fuck up about the fucking $4 gas.
Yeah, well,
yeah,
you know,
cut out Dunkin' 1 or 2 days a week. You make up the difference right there.
it's not even that. It's even less. Canada and Norway have a say in our oil, which makes no fucking sense. Because if you're in Scotland, why? Jubus is Kang. I agree. Jubus is Kang. It's the Saudi, Kuwaiti, Iraqi, Qatar, and UAE oil that's getting blocked up in the Strait. Yeah, but the thing is, there are other countries that have oil.
Yeah, and my
we-
point is none of that got anything to do with us. We could have just kept whipping missiles at Iran and, oh, you blocked up the Strait of Hormuz? So what? It don't bother us. That's why, that's one thing. I mean, we discussed this before. I don't understand, like, why people think that we're on Israel's side.
It's the
Because
same
at
reason.
the end of the day, every person over there in that litter box, especially Israel, is getting pounded. While what? We just found out that we might have some people coming up through the Mexican tunnels. That's about it.
No.
So, I mean, if
wait.
anything, we took out all of our enemies, even the so-called allies, over in the litter box, all in one fell swoop.
It's an excuse to raise prices. That's the whole thing. It's just an excuse. Like
3
people
dot
drink
underscore
already.
2 XDO says wait till summer when we surpass $5. Yeah, but in California it's already like $9. So where is
Yeah, see,
Venezuela?
California
Also, a great
don't
question.
count. California
Yeah.
don't count in any of this on the American side or the fucking
Hey,
the
Technically,
other side.
they shouldn't even have a vote. Let's be honest.
Yeah, California has their own oil refineries because they have to have their own special gas in California. Let's
Yeah.
not forget that. Everybody
has to have
fucking uses California as the median. No, you can't. Because there's only two
Listen.
places in the world you can get California gas, and that's California and I think like one of the Koreas.
Yeah. So, and also too, well, because California gas has to include the semen of one trans
Lizard person. A trans lizard
person,
person.
Newsom closing our refineries. Yeah. See, and that's the thing is you're going, why would you do that? Why would you like they're having an issue up north in Canada right now where a steel refinery, I think, was trying to switch their furnace to electric. And they were like, yeah, so not only do we not have the furnace ready to take over, we're also like not even close on two others, but we've already canceled the orders for coal, and the orders for coal don't work like, oh, sorry, my bad, I need more coal.
Yeah,
You got no. Talking about months of planning into how coal gets
right.
funneled
That's
into
a
these
whole
places.
fucking process you got to go in the ground for.
So now they're like, oh, we're like all hell is going to break loose in this town because we're going to shut this thing down, and there's nothing anyone can do to start. Because once you stop a refinery, it's done. Like there's no, oh, we'll just reheat it like in fucking.
Yeah, that was a big thing that Biden did over here. When Trump had all these fucking things pumping and oil was going and gas was going, everything was flowing fine. Biden shut that shit down. It's going to take another 5 years just to get everything up and rolling again.
Yep.
So Trump's tariffs and all this bullshit that Trump is doing may not look like it's doing dick now, but best believe in the next president's fucking term, shit is going to be great. And who's going to fucking take the credit for it? The next president.
Yeah, well, we have big, giant, stupid windmills for energy saving. We need to pay the windmill company first. for putting them around the beautiful scenery. We won't see the savings until 2050. So if you really want an interesting explanation of windmills, the TV show Landman has a blurb on it, and it's only like 3 minutes long, but he explains the actual cost of making a windmill versus
and the maintenance
energy
and everything else.
just the raw materials used to make a windmill will not only blow your fucking mind, but you're never getting that money back. Like, that money is sunk, and if it wasn't for government subsidies, not one would ever be built. Like, it's a whole fucking thing, right? And I'm not saying that, oh, everyone should be on oil and oil. No. What I'm saying is, hey, we need alternatives. We should have alternatives. Absolutely have alternatives. But why are we forcing shit that clearly is stupid, right? Hey, we need this windmill. Okay, well, I can't make it work cost effectively. Good. We're going to give you a grant that's going to cover 90% of your costs, so you actually will make money, and then the taxpayer just gets fucked. You're like, okay, but why does anyone have to get fucked? Why? How about our new energy is the unfucking energy? You know, that jabroni Newsom going to be president. God help us. I live in
No, he won't be president.
He's the worst. You know what?
Now, speaking of California, though, because there's a big election fraud thing in California. California ain't so blue as everybody thought. And now there's a sheriff that's running against Gavin Newsom. That dude, the fucking attorney general of California, put in to the Supreme Court for him to stop counting the illegal ballots.
Can you imagine
stop
that?
counting them?
Can you stop? Can you stop pointing out what I did was illegal? That's rude. Okay. It's,
and the Supreme Court allowed it. The fucking the Supreme Court of California allowed it.
What a bunch of wankers. EVs actually make sense in certain states where electricity is. I would discuss this with somebody, and I'm like, so a friend of ours just got an EV in Hong Kong, and I'm like, yeah, Hong Kong. So in bad traffic from get to one side to Hong Kong to the other side to Hong Kong is going to be 2 hours max. Okay, like normally to get anywhere is half an hour. Anywhere you want, like, oh, you want to go to the other side. Like, Hong Kong is very small, so having an EV where you're like, oh yeah, I'm going to be driving all day, but I'm not actually going very far. It's just, yeah, that makes complete sense. If you use a car just for your daily commute back and forth to work, an EV makes complete sense because I'm not doing anything else. If you are I'm going to drive to Florida, yeah, you can't have an EV. You need gas. That's how that works. It's that simple. It's very
right.
I mean, hey, EVs make sense. And hey, hybrid, I can drive for fucking 1,500 miles. Yeah, this is a great idea. What's the problem?
I talked to a woman outside of the coffee shop down the street. She was driving one of them Teslas, and she said they drove it from Youngstown area to North Carolina, like one of the North Carolina beaches.
Okay.
And she said it took an extra for every 4 hours you drive, you need to add an extra hour to charge.
Right.
And you have to map out how you go.
Yeah, because you got to be able to hit a fucking somewhere with a charger.
We don't have the infrastructure for that.
Correct.
Well, that's another thing that I'm noticing, and you know, a lot of these the right wing supporters aren't realizing. When Obama started this horse shit with the whole EVs and the global shit and going to electric cars. I mean, he didn't pioneer it, but he was the one who pretty much did the big push on it. And we've talked about this plenty of times. We don't have the infrastructure for that. If you want to have these electric cars at a mass amount, you have to have you can't have just a couple speaker wires and a plug in the fucking wall, you know, running your whole goddamn state and then think you're going to add a shit ton of electric cars.
Yeah, it's just not how it works.
Now, the problem is, with Trump, we got away from that. Because a lot of people started saying, all right, that don't make sense. But what happens now? This administration, we don't have to worry about the electric cars. We got to worry about the fucking data centers. Because we're putting up these huge data centers anywhere that take just as much, if not more, electricity, which we don't have the fucking infrastructure for.
Yes, correct. Hey, cooking oil, cooking oil, vegetable oil, is running out. They're using it for filling diesel cars, and it fucking works. That's hilarious. There's
No,
mass
no, no.
election fraud in Texas too. What?
I've seen things where engines do work on used cooking oil.
Well,
Yeah,
first
that's what
of
he
all, the origin of the diesel engine was military wise, and it was to run on anything. It was to be able to run on mineral oil, cooking oil, and all they had to do was be strained. Motor oil, used gas, anything that was fucking flammable, ethanol. You could pour moonshine. Like, that's why I told you I want one of them old the trucks. Because back in I watched an old documentary. What was it, last week or the week before last, on Chevy, and it was a Blaze. It was the 90. I think it was the 95 Blazer and the 95 big body style truck. They were still the old school square, but what the military did to save money, instead of having like, you know, new Humvees and shit made back then, what they did was they took the old trucks, they dropped in the diesel, the I forget what the name of the diesel motor in, because they had like an awesome rear end and an awesome front four-wheel drive pretty much. And they added a plug in the front. These things were able to jump start a tank.
Get the fuck
There was
out.
a plug in the front. Yeah, these things were made. The only problem with these things is they had an electrical bank up front of old school resistors. Yeah. And in the wintertime, they would get so hot because they had two alternators. So it was running 24 volts all at once to start this thing up. And it would heat up and catch fire. That was the only problem with them things. But other than that, they went through. They were made to go through a nuclear apocalypse.
So there's mass election fraud in Texas too. Texas ain't as red as you think it is. I don't know. There's a lot of gays in Texas now. Obama was trash. Trump's trash. Biden was the real pedo. Our government has sucked for a few decades. Also true. There's EV Tesla supercharged in Shreveport, Louisiana. This is Mike Johnson's district. You'd be surprised. What was the surprising part about that? Jesus loves y'all, not Dan. He loves the rest of us.
His name is Jesus, and he's from fucking Mexico.
Tech oligarchs bribe Trump to get their data. Yeah, data centers are apparently the devil. Top Gear BBC car program did an episode on it, cooking oil energy. Did they really? That's fucking good to know. If you're stranded and run out of gas and have listen. So there's this is the one thing, right? Like when is a time when you think you'd be driving, run out of gas, and be like, you know what though? I do have that half tank of fucking cooking oil in my trunk that I've been saving, and I can use like it's not reasonable.
Well, I had a buddy of mine that I used to work with on the fence company, and he traveled on the weekends. He sold tonneau cover material.
Yeah,
like to make the tonneau covers for the back end of the trucks and shit like that, or upholstery for your interior cars. And he would travel like state to state, do the different fairs.
Yeah.
And he had certain restaurants, like when he went to PA, there was like 3 different McDonald's that would actually give him a call, and they were like, yeah, come and pick it up. And they would actually have their oil sitting outside for him. They would save it.
For real.
Because they would change their oil out. I mean, he said even some of them were nice enough to even strain it for him.
For real.
But, yeah. And basically he had one of them, I just seen a couple at the flea market too. Them aluminum colanders that have the little holes in them that they use for like industrial baking. And it wasn't even like a paper filter or nothing. He would just pour the oil through, make sure there wasn't no French fries in that shit, and it went right in, and that fucker would just move. No loss of power. I mean, the fucker had a dually Ford. Like, it was a big fucking truck. And I mean, to this day, he still has that truck. I worked with that man like 25, 30 years ago. He lives down the road. To the day, he still has that fucking truck, and it still has no issues.
Yeah. See, this is the thing though too, is there's so much technology that's been sidelined just for the greed of man. Like the piston, like the was it four valve combustion engine hasn't changed in what 100 years. Like that's the engine, right? Like, but there are rotary engines, there are electric, and like there's a million different engines that have been
There's a bunch
sidelined
of
for-
variations, but
Yeah.
it's the same. Ultimately, it's the same thing.
Yeah, but that's the thing is like because of those variations, like people have refused and be like, no, there's no infrastructure. Like, bro, finding people who will work. I remember I almost got a RX-7 in the. It was like a mid '90s one, but it had a twin turbo. Thing was fast as fuck. But I was like, okay, who's your mechanic? And it says this guy. I'm like, okay. How long has he been around? He's been around forever. Good. How old is he? 75. I'm not buying your car. I'm like, that means the only guy who actually knows how to get this thing fucking running
He's gonna
is
die
75.
in 15 years.
He's gonna die in 5 years, and then I'm fucked, right? So, but like, that's the
That's
thing.
why a
is
lot
you-
of the cars that I get or whatever, I make sure like my Mustang, I'm pretty much fucked on. I was never big on Ford, so I gotta learn as I go. Chevys, Dodges, old school. Like once they hit a certain era, like I don't start fucking with them because they start with the computers and shit. But
Yeah.
some of my best running vehicles, my 49 that's downstairs got a 68 fucking Camaro motor in it. I could guarantee if I go down there and pop a battery in that bitch, it's gonna start and run. It's got gas. It's got gas in it from fucking maybe 3-4 years ago. I bet you it'll still start and run.
I'm honestly for our next car, I'm tempted to drive down to Florida with my caddy, dump it, and then just buy something else, and then just drive it back. Just be like, all right, that's fine.
Get an
Yeah.
old school. Get an
Yeah.
old school, and you'll have a shit ton of money left over.
Well,
I can see you getting one of the Mexican cars, the stretch lowriders, all pimped out,
Hey.
airbrushed.
hilariously, Victoria loves an El Camino, and I'm like, all right, get an El Camino. It's fine.
Oh, dude, I seen some of the El Caminos where they did the bed all plushy, like a big fucking wraparound sofa, and they had the TV in the back instead of like how the tailgate flops down. It
Yeah.
stayed up, and the flat screen was across the back of the tailgate on the inner side.
Oh, it's fucking pimp. I love it.
Dude.
Yeah, no. So that's why I'm like, yeah, I would love to have a car like that, and I'm like, yeah, I have no problem. Yeah, but new cars where they're like, oh, we can remotely shut it off or send you notice that you have something. Yeah, I'm not interested in any of that. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I just seen a
I just want
video
a car
about
and
that.
fuck off.
Anything from like, I think it was 98 up in like a BMW, a Volkswagen, I think Benz, like high-end cars, anything from like a late 90s and up, all run on this certain system. I forget what the fucking name is. And yeah, anybody, the government, a hacker could just shut you down in the middle of your driving.
Have you? That's why I'm like, I don't. It's the same problem I have with the idea of downloading your brain into a robot. I'm like, yeah, but who has access to my brain to delete whatever they want?
Yeah, that's
If no one has access, great, I'm all for it. Oh no, everybody has access. Oh yeah, I'm not.
That's like kind of the conundrum I am with that whole.
But it's all going to come back, when you go in and start battling somebody. You start fist fighting somebody, it's all going to come back.
I wish.
Like Total Recall.
Absolutely.
See,
What's
this
going
little-
on here?
This little
I didn't
arm
do
come out
anything.
Quaid.
I thought we were friends. Yeah.
Quaid.
Took Tesla's idea. Well, you might be using it if the prices go up. I mean, yeah. Good to know. Okay, hold on. Took Tesla ideas is what they say. Knowledge is power. Bro, that's the wild thing. So Tesla Motors was made by two guys, and Elon Musk is like, "I'll buy it from you," and just paid them until they fucked off. Which I'm going, hey, my opinion, good for them. Absolutely, what you should do.
Now, see, the thing is, and a lot of people, like the whole, what I don't understand about the electric cars, and this is what shies me away from it. Like, I'm no electrician, I'm very surprised as I get older, I can retain the information that I retain now. I just figured out how I could be taught, and I teach myself quicker now. But you cannot tell me, nobody cannot tell me that we could make solar panels to run a house. We can generate energy. We can generate energy from water. I've seen how the Egyptians were doing it with a piece of copper and a piece of magnesium and fucking salt water. You can create energy. You cannot fucking tell me that you got these fucking 4 electric motors rolling down the street and you can't make them perpetual.
Correct.
You know, if nothing else, while they're rolling, you could be charging the same battery that you're taking juice from. You could cover your roof with solar panels and fucking do. There's, you know, that whole charging of the EV, and I think that's the only way that those things made it, because you had to be able to sell somebody energy for it. Because you know, also when you buy one of them things, you got to get a special license, and you pay more because you're not buying gas.
Yep. You don't play gas.
I found that out a few years ago. I was sitting at the BMV and I was reading the rules on the wall, and fucking it says if you own an EV, you have to pay this fee and this fee, this fee and this, because you're not paying into the road taxes. You're not paying into the fuel taxes. You're not paying into like 3 or 4 taxes you're not paying into. So because you think you're saving money on that, no, instead of spreading it out, you know, through your gas prices, you get hit with it all at once when you register your car.
So this is okay. Have you guys been in a driverless Uber? I see the videos of them breaking down. We don't have them yet. So there was a video. This is the thing. Okay. So the driverless cars, I think, starts with a W, I think. There was driverless car, but they were but the fact was that the cab wasn't actually a driverless Uber. It was actually by somebody in the Philippines driving. That was what was happening. Okay. Number one. Number two, one lady started bouncing around like she was partying. She's like, turn up the music. A live person comes on and goes, hi, ma'am, this is being recorded for your protection and mine. We just wanted to remind you that you need to put your seatbelt on for the vehicle.
So you're being monitored at all times.
100%. 100%. Are you being monitored? And the bad thing is
it's not even monitored by somebody in the U.S. You got tech support monitoring you.
Oh, bro. Hello, ma'am. My apologies for interrupting you, but I must tell you, you're being recorded for your protection and my protection. But it is important you wear your seatbelt at all times while the vehicle is in operation for your safety and our safety. Please have a good day. We will not proceed until you buckle up.
Thank you for driving Johnny Cab.
100%. And you're just going, holy fucking shit. But at the same time, you're going, I think a lot of people are like, oh, we have the technology to have an automated thing. And you're going, okay. And then somebody's like, or I could not invest in any of that shit and just have an internet connection, and some fuckface in the Philippines is going to drive for me. And then I'm going to save all the costs. I can wait for the technology to come around and I can just get fucked. Guy was going
at this point. I mean, if you really want to be pro immigrant or whatever, you get you an illegal, pay him fucking a couple $1 a day to drive you around.
No,
I feel like that's how it's all started.
No doubt.
Hey, you know how to fucking get in front of bullets and save me? Yes, sir. Okay, good.
That's what Tiger Woods should be doing.
That's for sure. Guy was going to the airport.
Hey, everybody drive everywhere.
Oh yeah, I always, for me, it's a defining mark of wealth. People, I love driving. I will know I will have made it when I have a driver. Very simple.
No, because I got a driver all the time. I got a driver. Fucking I think Dan was a wealthy person in a former life. That's why he has to drive around a Puerto Rican in this life.
100%.
Everywhere we go, and whether it's New York or whether it's the Cleveland, Dan drives. I'm trying to drive you to the stove, Miss Lazy.
So guy was going to the airport and it kept doing circles around a fast food place. LOL. Yeah, bro. What are you going to do? Call the cops? My robot car. They're going to send robot cops, and that's just going to become a fucking debacle. It's hilarious. It's the most insane thing.
And what happens when these things are programmed to just like, okay, well, this Johnny Cab is sponsored by KFC, McDonald's, and Taco Bell. And ironically enough, your route, even though if you would have drove the route, it would have taken you 45 minutes. But your cab is going to take 1 hour and 20 minutes. But best believe you're going to get passed by every Taco Bell, every KFC, and every McDonald's within that fucking range of going anywhere.
I have
Because
a great idea.
I see it now on your phone. Like if you compare a phone's GPS, like if you go on Google Maps and then you go on a Garmin, like you're a real deal, just straight GPS. The Garmin a lot of times don't coincide with the fucking. It'll even be faster sometimes in their route.
Yeah.
Will not coincide with Google Maps, and then you start realizing every time you go on Google Maps, you always pass by certain gas stations. It's like a Sheetz or a bigger name gas station. You're always going by a bigger name restaurant. You're always going to go past a McDonald's, a Waffle House, especially down south, a Buc-ee's. Fucking, I mean, you know, once you start going certain places, I notice your phone directs you towards all these other areas there. That
100%.
you know, your Garmin would be like, no, just hit this side route, and you're there in fucking 20 minutes sooner.
Bro, this was that thing that I was going through where I'm like, there's always another way, and when you challenge fucking Google, like it falls apart immediately because it sucks. But that's just the thing, right? Like, and that's, hey, you know how many times I've gotten directions by Google and I'm like, oh, I'm not doing that, and I'll have Google on and I'll just go my own way. And
there's been plenty of times because I have a screen that I put in my van, and it has Google Maps on it. It comes up on a big screen. But I also, in the corner up here, have my Garmin, and there's been plenty of times where I was like, fuck this, plug my Garmin in, hit a button, boom, I'm there. I'm fucking there.
Yeah. Jesus is king.
No, we don't have kings in America.
Oh, wow. Hold on. Wait. We have all these new kings protests.
Yes.
Are they saying there's no Jesus? All of them?
Well, maybe they're saying, maybe it's for Jesus. I hope not. That'd be horrible.
Well, I mean, if we're going to go back to that, I fucking love how all these people who, because, you know, the Bible's against gays and the Bible's against 90% of the shit that the left wing is on, and they want to take church and the Bible out of everything. But, oh, Trump said fuck on Easter. Who does that on Easter? You can't have the holiest. Shut the fuck up. You're a guy in a dress. Shut up.
Did he say fuck on Easter? That's hilarious.
Yeah, he in True Social, he
called them bastards and said that open the fucking
open the fucking straight, you crazy bastards.
And then he was like, pray, or I'm gonna decimate your bridges and your infrastructure. And at the end of it, he was like, praise be the la. Oh, dude, that was like I said before. I had lost a lot of my faith in the president and a lot of my support for the president. That brought a lot of it back. Telling these motherfuckers I'm going to wipe out a civilization. Yeah, that got my nipples hard.
I kind of wish he did it. I'll be honest with you.
I'm hoping he does. I'm hoping that maybe he just said, all right, we're going to back up. You know, did we get the That's what the whole Artemis thing is. My theory is the whole Artemis ship, the moon mission thing, it wasn't going to the moon. It was going to replace the fucking flashlight batteries in the laser beam that's up in that fucking satellite that Reagan put up there. You know, we hit it once and the batteries went dead. So I'm hoping they went up and put new batteries in that shit. Trump says, all right, we're going to take all our guys out of there. We're going to move out of there. And then just hit the fucking button and let that blue beam come down and make a big glass sandbox.
Yeah. I think that's hilarious.
So you want mass genocide?
Whatever. I've said it plenty of times. You motherfuckers keep getting it twisted. I never said I was a good person. Kill them all and let whoever's God sort them out.
My thing is this. If you're gonna do it, just get it over with. I've had enough of this. Will they? Won't they? Will they? Won't they? Is like the U.S. versus Iran is Ross and Rachel all over again. Just fucking do it. Do anything. I don't care anymore.
We got
what
6
the-
more seasons to go.
what this whole fucking debacle showed was how weak a lot of these countries actually are.
Yeah.
You know, the big mouth running. I'm still, again, with this Iron Dome thing. That was supposed to be the greatest defense system in the world, even better than anything America had. That's why Trump wanted to build the Golden Dome. You know, and then
So,
here's another
breaking-
thing. Go ahead.
Hold on, breaking news. President Trump has completely turned on Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, and Alex Jones and Megyn Kelly. This is probably his biggest mistake he's ever made. So much of the mega base looks up to these people. And okay, so I know why Tucker Carlson, Megan. This is his tweet. Okay,
This
I know
has
why
to
Tucker
do with-
Carlson, Megyn Kelly, Candace Owens, and Alex Jones have all been fighting me for years, especially by the fact that they think it is wonderful for Iran, the number one state sponsor of terror, to have a nuclear weapon because they have one thing in common: low IQs. Oh, Jesus Christ!
You can't talk about
Yeah.
Candace Owens
Oh.
like that.
Well,
No,
I
There's
would
a
like to
reason-
personally say, in defense of Candace Owens, fuck you,
yeah.
Trump.
there's a
Fucking-
reason.
I
there's
jack
a
off
reason,
at least
there's
3 times a
reason.
week to Candace Owens.
There's a reason. You prick.
Go
Anyway,
on.
Yeah, with my brick.
they're trying to get the 25th Amendment, where the vice president takes over.
That's not them though.
No, they were supporters of it. I read that.
Alex Jones out of nowhere was saying something about it. Here's
Candace
the big.
Owens and
I haven't
Tucker
heard.
Carlson
Well, I
were
mean,
on that list.
I haven't heard them say anything personally.
Oh, I
There's been
haven't heard
talks about it through the whole everything. My thing is though, and it's kind of weird. Like if you listen to interviews with Candace Owens, if you listen to interviews with Alex Jones, if you listen to interviews with Tucker Carlson from a few years back, their views have changed drastically and dramatically. And if you look at them in their faces, and I hate to say it too, whoever they got for Candace looks damn near the same, but she's puffy in the cheeks. I don't know if these are still them people, man.
Very
I mean,
possible.
especially you got all these celebrities coming out and saying, yeah, they switched up Kanye, they switched up this person, they switched up that person. And, we're finding out more and more that's very plausible that all this shit has been happening. I mean, look at the whole Jim Carrey debacle that got swept under the fucking rug. That whole Ghislaine, who's supposedly in Texas, who we all know is not.
She's in Canada.
Yeah. Well, it was in Canada a couple months ago.
Yeah. So hey, he says, perhaps we should see a good psychiatrist or Megyn Kelly, who nastily asked me the now famous only Rosie O'Donnell question, or crazy Candace Owens, who accuses the highly respected First Lady of France of being a man when she is not, and will hopefully win lots of money in the ongoing lawsuit. Actually, to me, the First Lady of France is a far more beautiful woman than Candace. In fact, it's not even close.
Oh, you're fucking up there, 4-7. You're fucking up.
Hey,
The other days of the week, the other 4 days of the week, I do jack off to your wife, but Candace Owens is a close second. You got me fucked up. Nobody's looking at and that makes me go back to what I was just saying. Even Trump on his fucking views lately and shit. I'm feeling like a lot of these people are being replaced.
Bro, he's just tearing into them the whole time. It's bad. It's to the point where I think Trump may have fallen to the Reds on this one. By the Reds, I mean the communists, and by the communists, I mean the Bolsheviks, and by the Bolsheviks, I mean the Jews.
Now here's another thing though, because I noticed a lot of this happens, and again,
I love new things.
Playing on both sides of this whole thing. Because I forget what interview he was in, where he told the guy that if I say something or whatever like this, then if I go against you or whatever, then people are gonna go or side with you, then people are gonna go against me or whatever. And Trump told him, just make me look like the bad guy. Talk all the shit you want. I don't care. Just go ahead. So I'm wondering because Tucker, because Alex, it's because Candace especially were big supporters of Trump. You know, the only way they'll gain their credibility, especially while everybody is starting to get side-eye this whole administration right now, how do you have them gain their credibility back? Go talk shit about me.
Yep.
Go talk shit about me.
I don't know.
I mean, so, and I've seen a lot of that because he did it with Elon. Elon was everybody's fucking Superman, and then he started working with Trump, and everybody started burning Teslas, and everybody started banning Teslas and changing Twitters and whatever. So what did he do? They started their little spat. You know, that Elon said a few things or whatever. All of a sudden, now Elon's credibility is back. Elon's fucking Twitter is back. Elon's stocks are back. People are driving Teslas again, and they're buddies all over.
So, I guess one of the pictures that they're accusing Melania of having, there's a picture of, it's a photo from Epstein documents depicts Melania Trump fling. It's him and her kissing at a desk or something. For Epstein visa application is that the innuendo is, but the guys, okay, Epstein in Florida, probably be that. That guy is creepy looking version of Epstein in Florida. I mean, listen, there's
the Pete, the whatever Pete, what's his name? Florida Pete, Florida, not Fort Lauderdale.
West Palm Beach.
Yeah, was it West Palm Beach?
Something
Pete?
like that.
Or Palm Beach Pete. That's what his name is. Palm Beach Pete.
Palm Beach Pete. Let me see that.
You haven't heard about him?
No.
Oh, dude, he became famous in a day. That fucker looks almost identical to Jeffy.
Oh, yeah. And he's like, I'm not Jeffrey Epstein.
Well, now people are investigating into him. They did run in the same circles too, and they did have same kind of, you know, there's pictures of him and Jeffy chilling together and stuff like that.
Damn. Well, hey, listen.
But I don't
Birds
think
of a feather flock to penis. No.
The ones that look like him, the videos and the pictures that look like him are in the land of the funny hat.
Yeah, well, I think the one that was in Tel Aviv, I was like, yeah, that guy's for sure. Same stutter. I mean, yeah, but that's the thing is like his actual face shape. When you look at it, it's there. It's off, right? I don't know if you could do that. Not if you could do that, but if that would actually heal that way, right? Just doesn't look. It doesn't look.
Well, they did find so-called contingency plans that he had written out that Gates consulted with them. And that's another thing. You know what? We're going to interject this little piece here for all you fucking people who want to go after and want accountability or whatever. Gates is still running. You guys are still eating his food. You're still taking his medicine. You're still donating to his foundations. Bannon, who is on Trump's side, you know, we're going both sides. Steve Bannon is still a big name podcaster. He's still a media guy. He just got fucking, you know, he just won his court battle over them fucking going into his house and raiding his house and shit. Still, you guys are still giving a fuck about them two. You know, y'all still booking David Copperfield in Las Vegas. Y'all still watching Chris Tucker movies. Y'all still fucking doing all this. So shut the fuck up about we want accountability. We want the you know you don't. You don't. Stacey Plaskin is still in Congress. All right? And yeah. That fucking congresswoman who was fucking talking to fucking Epstein while she was in a Congress session.
Was it a black lady?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. She looks problematic.
And fucking, you know who had the nerve to defend that horse shit? Jasmine Crockett. Oh, she could be on the phone with one of her constituents while she's, you know, asking questions. Bitch, that is Jeffrey Epstein. Come the fuck on. Really?
It's a little much, right? Like, because you're just, yeah. I don't know.
But Trump's the big bad PDF, though.
That's
Trump's the big bad one. That's the one. You know, nobody's saying shit about who is actually running the country, whether it was a clone or a fucking robot. Because did you see the comparison between the stance of the robots that Melania was bringing out and the way that fucking Joe Biden was walking?
Just saying. Plastic surgery is amazing. I know, but I don't know. I feel like it's only amazing on younger people. The older people, it doesn't work right? Gates is the devil. How much farmland does he now own in America and the world?
Gates is the largest.
Gates is 100% the devil. Yeah, I think he's the largest independent landowner right now.
Farm landowner.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah. He owns the most farms, I believe, almost in the world, maybe. One person to own something.
Well, you can't put any farms in sand. You can't put any farms in ice.
See, I don't know about that neither. Because, I mean, if you look at the Bible as a historical account and not a mythological comic book, you see that a lot of everything they talk about, there was grass, there was trees, they had fucking fruit and fucking veggies out there. So there's something that we're missing. You know,
I agree. There's definitely something we're missing.
Yeah. If the litter box, that's why I don't understand. That's another thing I was trying to get at with the data centers. So if you want to go green and have your solar panels and your wind panels and shit like that, or windmills and shit, why not take these things and put them where they're needed? In the desert. America has deserts. America has a big desert. Nothing there, just desert. So we put the solar panels in the desert. Why? Because there's sun. We put the windmills in the desert. Why? Because there's wind. It's generally flat, big, dust storms. And you put your data centers in the fucking desert.
Hey, have you seen the whole thing about how China put solar panels all over the Sahara Desert, like in certain areas, and because the sand was shaded, all of the vegetation started growing underneath them. So now they've brought in goats from other farmers, and all the farmers are running their goats through all the thing to make sure all the vegetation doesn't grow up.
Oh, look at that! Look at that! Some common sense.
It's very hilarious when people are like, "Oh, it's a desert, it's dead." You're going, "No, it just needs shade and water. That's all. You just seeds. Like, you just have to reinvigorate the soil. It just takes time." And do you guys have to sell the generated power from the solar panels in the U.S. taking resident? Oh, that's a good question. So for a while, people were doing this up here where they had solar panels. They had enough power where they were feeding it back into the grid, and they were getting negative bills of like hundreds of dollars.
The answer to that is yes.
And then they shut it down.
Over here, that was kind of a myth. I actually just watched a thing on that too. It did a lot of these solar panels and a lot of the generator systems and like the home windmill shits were putting out enough power to take care of that piece of land. But what was happening was that energy, the leftover energy, I forget, they got a specific name for it, but that leftover energy would go back into the grid, but you already were charged for a certain amount. So you're not getting that back at all. That energy just goes back into the grid and gets dispersed wherever the rest of the energy goes. So, no matter what, if you brought in like 10 gigawatts or kilowatts or whatever the fuck, and you just use that to start your motors, and then after that, you produced 30, you're not going to get a free bill. You got to pay for that 10 gigawatts, and then whoever else gets the energy boost.
So you get fucked.
And the reason why I was even looking into it is because people have found a hack where you put a capacitor in line with your I guess your breaker box or your plugs or whatever, and what it does is it stores that extra energy.
Yeah.
And then you take from the capacitor, and then it reloads the capacitor up. And in this way, you don't lose any of the energy. Your electric bill actually comes down because you don't have that. You're using the energy that you would basically throw away.
instead of the new energy. Yeah.
Right.
I understand what you mean. Yeah. So, side question: in Toronto, we cannot use gray water collected from precipitation. Can you guys have tanks and stuff, like barrels to carry
Certain
to keep water?
places it's illegal, and a lot of people bitch about that.
Isn't that weird though? Like for no
Yeah.
reason. But
I don't think you're allowed to do that in
tell me-
Austin Town.
You can't tell me there's
I
reason.
think there is a law against it in Austin.
Yeah, there's certain places you can't do that at all, because I
Not that
think
they go and look though for it.
they were talking about it for a minute when I was growing up in Camel, because my grandfather would do that. He would collect up, he would buy good trash cans, like good plastic
Yeah.
ones that nobody was allowed to use. And that's what he would collect water up, and he would water the fucking garden. Fuck, he used to fill up our kids' swimming pools and shit with it.
Yeah.
I mean, even in the summertime, you'd see him outside. He throws, I mean, fuck. But they were talking about making that illegal, and you're not allowed to do that shit. No real
Weird.
good reasoning why. The closest thing was acid rain, and it might be toxic or whatever.
Which is
No, because the runoff feeds the water system per se.
The ecosystem.
The water, like the water system.
Yeah, it's the ecosystem. It's the water system, dick.
The ecosystem involves all the other shit too.
Yeah.
Google that shit. There's two different things: the watershed system and an ecosystem.
Now
Two
there's a
different
watershed. That's something totally different. But I think
Yeah,
I go.
the idea that you can take enough water to cause a disruption to the entire system of water collection is insane, right? Like
Yeah.
that's the thing, is because it's not like you're taking it and you're going to ship it somewhere. No, you're taking it to spread it out. Like there's a lot of reasons why they're like, oh well, it's going to affect our ecosystem. How? Well, the water doesn't come. Yeah, but I put it down later. I'm spreading it out so I don't have to use more. If anything, it should be encouraged, right? The fact that it isn't just tells you whose side who's on, right?
Right.
Just
They used to
fucking
do
hard.
it in the Old West. The big fucking wooden fucking things. They used to collect the rainwater and shit. And that was water for the fucking town.
That was whiskey.
Yeah. In a perfect world, sir. In a perfect
So
world.
here's another oddball thing I found out today. I'm noticing more and more, especially with these the foreign news, that they give away a lot of shit just in passing, like it don't mean shit to them, which is very odd. But
What do you mean?
like I was watching it's what the fuck, JAS, maybe Jasper News, some shit like that. It's some kind of brown people news. I think it's from India or some shit like that. And they were talking about Iran's nuclear program, their
Right.
military that supposedly doesn't exist, that never existed, that
Right.
goes back to 2005. It talked about how it started with one man through a black market thing. And it started with Pakistan, a guy from Pakistan. He went to the Ukraine, got a job in the Ukraine at one of their nuclear military facilities. They're saying he stole the blueprints for their centrifuges and took them back to Pakistan. And from Pakistan, I guess there's a big debacle there, and whatever war, some kind of shit was going on there. So from Pakistan, they went underground and started selling all the shit to Iran. So Iran has been making nuke weapons for a long minute. And it was going to Iran and North Korea. Now, the reason why Iran isn't as far ahead as they were supposed to be, like North Korea, because Iran should be pretty much where North Korea is. They should have a nuke, but their bottle rockets don't go very far. So supposedly in this whole mix, Gaddafi was wanting to get in better, I guess, graces with the U.S., and Gaddafi narked on him. And there was a bunch of trials and shit. Yeah, Gaddafi wasn't all that bad of a dude. They made Gaddafi to look like he was a big fucking piece of shit. He wasn't that bad of a dude, and he was the one.
There's a whole thing where he's like, oh yeah, literacy was up to 98% under his regime. People got reward. Oh, you graduated from university. Oh, we don't have that school here. Good, I'll pay for your school wherever the fuck to get your education. As long as
Libya wasn't that bad. Libya wasn't that bad at all. They were under the thumb of the fucking the Carmanies or crazy whatever the fucks they're called, and they were battling out with them. That's why, I'm not so sure about the Star Smurfs, and they want to keep battling with Libya. I don't know if they got taken over by his bullshit or whatever, but that's a totally different thing. But yeah, the whole point of it though was this whole documentary or this whole video was about this one certain guy. But in them telling about this one certain guy, you find out, Iran does got nukes. A lot of them.
Sure.
A lot of them. A lot of you rich uranium.
There's no question about that. What's the story about the guy who got hammered and got kidnapped by the dolphins? He's American. He said he had to build something. I don't know about that one.
Oh, yeah. Dolphin's name is Jimmy. Dolphin's name is Jimmy. And there's something going on with that because there's been reports that it's real and the military are looking for Jimmy.
Yeah, hold on.
Aren't they always looking for Jimmy?
Jimmy the dolphin.
I think his name was Jimmy.
Did while you're looking that up, you're gonna want to probably look up this too. We were talking about it yesterday. Anybody find out who that person was in that car yesterday?
Oh, the guy who got fucking swatted up?
Yeah.
I was telling my son about that today. Look at Dino's eyes.
Yeah. I'm looking up. So, Jimmy is a killer whale. West Coast transient Biggs killer whale. Orca, not a dolphin, who's frequently sighted alongside California coast.
No, that's wrong. That's wrong. This was Florida. So maybe I got the name wrong.
Jimmy the Dolphin, Florida.
It says theft suspect dies.
Theft suspect. I don't buy that at all. California, you can steal anything. You can steal a whole house.
Yeah, they stole that car.
Widely shared story on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok claimed a man was found on a Lee County, Florida beach after being held by dolphins for 3 days. He supposedly told police he was forced by a dolphin named Gerald, not Jimmy. Gerald. To build an underwater city complete with condos and a recreation center. That's fucking mental. The truth. Local law enforcement and fact checkers confirmed the story is entirely fictional. Police response to the Lee County Sheriff's Office humorously debunked the rumor on Facebook, saying they checked with their underwater construction investigations team and the Dolphins denied any involvement, which is exactly what the Dolphins would say. The story originated from a satirical Facebook page called The Dude Humor Report, March 4th, 2026. I don't know. No civilian knows for a fact was true. 100%. That's fair. Big brother in Korea doesn't pee or poop, played golf once and had the course record, but you are telling me they have shitty weapons? Lies. Yeah. He doesn't poop. He eats his food completely efficiently, like Axe Cop.
No. Seth Rogen and Tom Franco fucking found out that he does poop.
Yeah.
He admitted it while they were playing basketball with hookers.
Oh, yeah. So there's a worldwide law that dolphins are not to communicate with humans. That's true. So I don't know about dolphins communicating with humans, but humans are not allowed to communicate with dolphins. That is a law. It's an international law. Then dolphins used to help pregnant women give birth when the women were in the water. Yeah. Like there's dolphins, octopus,
whales.
There's a few other animals that you're like, hey, this isn't we human beings are the biggest fucking patsies or like they're Johns, whatever you want to call them. We are victims of a long con that has been going on for centuries, and we're the only idiots out here working at a job. Like I have to put on a special set of clothing and go and I tell you, hello sir, how are you today? Would you like fuzzy? Get fucked immediately. All of it's bullshit. We're all fucking stupid.
Well, you remember, I mean, that's weird that there's international laws against this because our military still does it. We have trained attack dolphins.
Yeah.
Like our
Oh.
U.S. military has trained attack dolphins, like weaponized.
Law against talking to wild dolphins. Yeah. It's Marine Mammal Protection Act. It is illegal to harass or interact with wild dolphins in the U.S. under the Marine Mammal Protection Act. This includes talking to, whistling at, touching, or feeding them if it disrupts their natural behavior, such as nursing, feeding, or breeding, engaging in these behaviors. So I think it's intended for animal protection, but it's one of those. It's a really weird way to say that shit. Like,
Yeah. Well, they don't you remember not too long ago they found out that the same noise that the whales make is the same fucking frequency and the same wave, whatever sound wave that's coming from space that we've been getting forever that we can't fucking figure out
And-
what the fucking
100%. I still love this. Walkie talkies. Still, the weirdest fun fact is that mooses, predator, or killer whales. Yeah. Moose
Austin
go under the
whale.
water to get fish. They'll go up to 20 feet underwater, and then they'll get into fucking shit with orcas and fight. And they like it's literally a thing. I never knew it either,
I didn't know moose went 20 feet underwater. Like,
bro. Can you imagine swimming, and all of a sudden a moose just fucks
Yeah,
on by you, and you're just like,
Oh, did you see this coming up out of the water?
see,
hey,
now,
after shitting my pants, I would try and get the fuck out of there, bro.
yeah, but that right there totally blows Loch Ness out of the water. Because a lot of the reports of the close-up sightings, they said it had a head like a horse or a moose.
Are you
And
telling me Loch Ness is a moose?
that's what
No.
it's sounding like. That's
Hey.
fucked up.
No.
Hey, I just googled it. Orcas, killer whales, are known to hunt and consume moose. Like, it's a fucking thing.
And then where are moose so close to the fucking ocean where like a killer whale could just run up on a moose? Because 20 foot
Alaska,
away, 20
Alaska
foot
and
away.
British Columbia.
Yeah.
Alaska and British Columbia.
Really?
'Cause they'll go where the fish are, right?
I thought killer
PEI.
whale.
I don't think there are moose in PEI, but it says specifically Alaska and British Columbia, Canada. Yeah, it's a whole
Huh.
thing. Chris is like, "What the fuck?" Yeah, Chris, it's wild.
Yeah, that's great. That's some new shit right there.
Marco,
Like,
I read about that chase. He died of a self-inflicted gun wound. Now,
Sure he did.
wait,
And they
wait,
had
wait,
all
wait,
that after
wait,
him for thieving in California.
Now, if he shot himself, why did they have him hogtied?
Not only did they have him hogtied, why did they shoot 9 fucking bottles of tear gas in the goddamn car?
Wouldn't you'd hear the fucking gunshot?
Hey, isn't it? Is that? But okay, but is it like how the traditional way that Russian pedophiles kill themselves, which is they dig a hole, shoot themselves 5 times in the back and the back of the head, and then bury themselves after death? That's the traditional suicide of a Russian pedophile. Just so you guys know, that's how it's done. That's how they do it. Just saying.
Yeah.
Oh. That I heard that about Scotland. So loads of whale puke lands on our shores. The perfume companies pay big money for it. Yeah. So ambergris.
Yeah.
It's a huge fucking thing. Yeah. It's a real. Hey man, there is knowledge and fucking commerce to be had that none of this whatever the fuck it is that we're dealing with belongs. It's all bullshit. But anyways, what do I know? I'm just a crackpot on the internet. I gotta go. I have a guest who's just arrived. So you guys have shows next Wednesday. Are we doing what the fuck Wednesday or what?
No, next Wednesday, and I think is it Wednesday? No,
Wednesday and Thursday.
Wait a minute. I think it's Friday. I just got a message from the girl I'm supposed to DJ with. She said Friday I got a DJ, and then our show is what, Thursday?
Thursday.
Thursday. Oh, you guys have a show Thursday? Okay.
So I might be free. I might be free Wednesday. I don't know. I got to check them dates again.
All right. Well,
I'll
I'm going to be back. We'll see you later, Chris, and everybody else. I'm going to be back on Sunday with Generation Dan and a few other things. But in the meantime, fucking kill it out there, everybody. Have a great day.
Don't forget, They Live movie Monday.
Oh yeah. So Monday we're gonna do They Live at nighttime. So come check us out and hang out. Later,
Save
everybody.
the whales. They kill the moose.
And it's like, I want to have a good relationship.